Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're going to try Gravity by Coty. So I found that little bottle for pretty cheap, and I was thinking that the only fragrance I ever tried by Coty was Aspen, which has now 3 videos I'm talking about. So it would be a good idea to have more fragrance by Coty that I review. Anyway, here is what the bottle looks like. If it looks like an old school fragrance, well, that's what it is. The cap is some super cheap plastic. It's pretty hard, but it's just plastic. The atomizer again is one of those super cheap atomizer. Don't expect much about the quality of the presentation of Coty. They look nice, but it doesn't look like they put a lot of money into making them. The little box with a nice little text at the back that says, "More than a fragrance, it's a force of nature. Gravity, the force that pulls you closer." So let's try to smell. There's some really nice old school note in it that is typical of the 90s. It reminds me of, not like without calling it a clone or anything, it reminds me of stuff like Cold by Benetton, for example, fragrance of that type. So they don't have any other example that come to my mind than Cold. Picking up some lime zest, picking up some cloves. Yeah, I think it's the clove note that gives this. Some sage, some mandarin, a little bit of white pepper, or just pepper actually. Picking up some freesia, which is also contributing to that old school effect that I'm telling you. And I said it smelled like fragrance from the 90s, and it's a fragrance from the 90s, so kind of makes sense in the same time. So that's about it. On my skin, what I'm picking up, there's a lot of freesia and a lot of lime, and it smells more like lime zest than lime juice. Really zesty. Picking up also a good quantity of sage, makes the fragrance extremely fresh and aromatic. Picking up also a little bit of clove and a little bit of mandarin orange. In the heart notes, I'm picking up a lot of freesia still, and I'm picking up a lot of woody note and a lot of cloves. Also, I'm picking up a little bit of vanilla. In the base note, I'm picking up a lot of vanilla and a bunch of woody note, and I'm also picking up some leather, but I wouldn't like say specifically leather. It's like kind of leather aspect to the fragrance. Maybe there's like just a little bit of leathery note in it. Maybe it's some kind of really old school ingredient that is a leather note, which isn't so much leather smelling, either the ingredients or the weight it shows in the fragrance, but leather aspect. In the far dry down, I'm picking up a lot of vanilla and a lot but less than vanilla, a lot of woody notes. And makes me think that there's a lot of sandalwood in that accord. I don't think it's something that has a woody note as like a descriptive of the ingredient. I think the woody note is maybe a couple of woody ingredients together that nothing is strong enough to really be called like a specific note. But toward the end, the sandalwood is more present, though it might be also the vanilla and the woody note together that makes me that impression. In the dry down, it reminds me a lot of Giacomo de Giacomo Rouge by Giacomo. Projection is average, little bubble rummy. People were able to smell it. Longevity was really great. Over 12 hours, I was able to smell the fragrance on me. And for the complete note breakdown, top notes are lime, white pepper, sage, and mandarin. Heart notes are cloves and freesia. And the base notes are vanilla, leather, and woody notes. Something that I'm not sure that I said is in the top notes, I was picking up a lot of green notes also. And now that I smell it again, I'm going to say that I'm still picking up some green notes. That is not a declared note, but it makes me think that they use some galbanum in the fragrance. There's a little something that reminds me of Gray Flannel by Jeffrey Bean. So where would see the fragrance? I think it will be a great business fragrance. It's nice, masculine, classic, have a different vibe than 80s fragrance that are really bold and old school and like a powerhouse. It's a bit more like calm, I would say, and less aggressive. but still it's really nice and masculine. As a dating fragrance, I don't think it will be so good. No, I don't think it would be bad. I think it will work well. It's just that it's kind of an old school scent, maybe a little bit dated. So it's not what is popular nowadays as a dating fragrance, but definitely there's some seductive aspect to it, especially toward the dry down where it's more toward vanilla and maybe a little bit of sandalwood toward really far dry down. So could make it work as a dating fragrance, especially I think if you're older or say more if you're not young. In the summer winter spectrum, I don't think the smell have anything specifically in one side or the other. It might be a bit intense in summer, but not too much. You could get softer in the spray. I don't think it will cut too much through the cold. So yeah, in between season. It's not a good summer fragrance. It's not a good winter fragrance. It's just in between. With this projection inside would be great all year long. Also, the smell doesn't make me feel like it's gonna be good in any specific season. And as an everyday scent, I think it will be working really well. It's nice, it's clean. Again, a little bit old school. It's more in that old school cleanness. It doesn't have anything to do with other fragrance of 90s everyday scent like CK1, for example. It's nicer, more, say, more mature in a way, more masculine, definitely. I don't think it's masculine at all, actually, CK1. Yeah, if you're a fan of the 90s, if you're a fan of old school fragrance, you'd like it as an everyday scent. Also, super cheap, lasts the whole day. It doesn't smell like dated, though I think some people could challenge me on this, but I don't think it smells like super dated. It smells great, smells nice and clean, will do a great job as an everyday scent. Personally, I was really surprised by the scent. Make me think that Coty is a really underrated brand. Often they are seen as the lower quality or lower tier of Davidoff, which is also owned by Coty. They seem to be looked as a lower regard by a lot of people, but still, Coty is a great brand. Aspen is a great fragrance that I reviewed a couple times. Is really well known as being a fragrance that smells super similar to Green Irish Tweed. Gravity, I think it's a great fragrance too, and I think Coty is a brand that deserve to be a little bit looked, searched for. Just thinking about discontinued fragrance, sadly, from them, which is Chypre, and that's really a fragrance that was really extremely impactful in the world of fragrance. And if you know about the Chypre family of fragrance, basically it's the fragrance that gave the name to that family. They are more known for Aspen and Chypre, but I think maybe they have other hidden gems. I would like to see more of them. I think especially if they're cheap, I'm gonna probably search for other stuff from them. So hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, will like and share. If you're a big fan of Coty and you know a couple of their fragrance, tell me which one are great and you think I should give a try. So thanks for watching and see you soon.